Welcome to the SpeedStudio podcast, where art accelerates business, design drives performance, and we explore the culture of speed with athletes, business leaders, and creatives who define it. Welcome to the SpeedStudio podcast. Today is going to be a bit of a different episode because we are going to do Welcome to Atlanta, rapid fire rules around existing on the Beltline.
That's all we're doing? I thought we were going to talk about other stuff too.
Yeah, we will, but we're going to start off with this.
Oh, okay. And why we're talking about this is because we experienced probably one of the craziest, most insane packed weekends ever in Inman Park, where the Beltline, which if you're a listener to the podcast, you know that we complain / love the Beltline often. But to see where this is going was a shocker.
A little scary.
It's what did we talk about? It's like a people mover, just thousands of people just going down this.
I kind of felt like I was watching WALL-E, where like people were just like huddled together and just slowly moving and like
staring at their phones. And yeah. No, that is really, really. Except they're all drunk. Not all of them, but a lot of them were. There was a guy that had a giant python. There was like the 20-foot python that the guy on Instagram is always looking for.
Yeah.
He had it here on the Beltline. And he just like let it out. Did you see that video?
Yes. It was terrifying. Yeah. I'm like, Camille could have got eaten by a python.
Yeah.
Like, are pythons fast? I'm assuming they're fast.
No. I think it was a pet.
Oh, wasn't a boa restrictor? Is that different than a python?
Yeah, it's a different snake, but same idea, same family.
Boa constrictor?
Constrictor, yeah, because it
constricts.
Yeah, constricts you from breathing.
Yeah, you see some crazy stuff on the Beltline. So I feel like there needs to be like, how there's and we're sorry to all people that thought this was going to be a cycling podcast today.
We'll talk about cycling.
We will talk about it a little bit, but yeah.
It's cycling related because people ride their bikes down the Beltline and they shouldn't.
I think there needs to be a handbook. Like, I'm pitching this to the Atlanta Beltline. In your little Beltline pamphlet, let's create like a rules section, a suggested rules section. So,
okay.
Number one to me, this absolutely number one.
Yep.
Saturday at 3 p.m. on the Beltline, when there's thousands of people doing crazy shit.
Thousands
of mostly drunk people doing crazy shit. It is not the time to teach your four-year-old how to ride a bike.
Not if you don't want your 4-year-old seriously injured.
If you value that kid's life or just their confidence, just don't do it.
Just no one should be riding.
I saw a elderly couple or maybe it was this Saturday. It was one of the really busy days, and they had rented like the bikes from the bike shed or whatever that place is called. Mm-hmm. Those bikes, they're rental bikes. They're not super fancy. They're pretty heavy.
They're cruisers. Yeah,
they're cruiser bikes. And so it looked like this couple hadn't ridden a bike in probably 3 decades. And they probably
see that all the time.
And I was like, this is a broken hip waiting to happen. It was terrifying.
Yeah. Why create that level of stress?
I know, just
and
walk.
Again, we're pro bikes.
Yeah, we're pro bikes.
But why create that level of stress for yourself to come here, see thousands of people on this 10-foot wide sidewalk, see that they're inebriated, and then say, today's the day I'm going to ride a bike again.
I think that...
It's been 20 years.
And this is controversial, I'm sure. I feel like there needs to be times where you just shouldn't be allowed to ride any wheeled vehicles, bikes, skateboards, doesn't matter what it is. I think if it's going to be a walking path from, let's just say, 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Saturdays.
Saturdays and Sundays.
It just needs to be walking.
Yeah, I agree.
We've seen too many bad things, and there's just too many
Well, now there's motorcycles.
Full-on
motorcycles.
There's a kid who's gonna kill someone, like by hitting them on a
motorcycle.
motorcycle.
What I love is that you bring this kid up.
I call him
all the time. The fat kid on the motorcycle,
and everyone knows who I'm
every single person knows who you're talking about.
Yes, this kid. And I'm not trying to be mean, like say like the fat kid. Like he really is. He's large.
He's fat.
He's probably like in middle.
And it's a little motorcycle.
It's a tiny motorcycle. This kid's probably 12 years old, 250 pounds. Like, it's a big kid on a little motorcycle.
I don't know about 250.
All right, the kid's big.
Okay.
And
he's short and
he looks
round.
like he shouldn't be on this motorcycle.
He's a round boy.
I will give it to him, though, because it looks like a butterball turkey trying to ride a motorcycle.
He's good.
He's really good at it.
Yeah.
Except for the fact that he goes 80 miles an hour down the Beltline, and I'm just like, he's going to hit someone.
He definitely goes over 40.
Yeah.
And weaving in through people, and it's...
Okay, so rule number 1. No two-wheeled vehicles on the Beltline during peak hours.
Okay.
Just don't do it.
Yep.
Okay.
And don't teach your kids.
And just there's
to ride.
You know how many empty parking lots are out there?
Go to the west side.
Go to the west
side trail. Yep.
No one's over there. 2, do not walk 4+ wide across the Beltline.
So can you walk 3+?
3 is the max, and that's if you're skinny.
Okay.
I just feel like there's so many times where groups of people are walking like 7, 8 wide.
They'll walk the whole.
They just block the whole Beltline.
The whole thing, yeah.
So okay, don't walk any more than 3 wide on the Beltline.
Yep.
All right, number 3. What do you think?
Mine is easy. It's the number one thing that it happened to me this morning. When you're merging onto the Beltline, you're coming in. I'm already on the Beltline. You're merging in. Don't just merge in and walk right next to me.
Yeah.
Like we're together now. So today I had this on the walk to the gym. A guy, and there's no one even on the Beltline. Is
he not paying attention? Is he on his phone so he doesn't realize he's merging?
Yes, he's on his phone. And he just walked right next to me, and then we're just me and another dude.
So what do you do?
I stopped.
Yeah, now see that's your problem.
Because I tried to speed up, and then he sped up.
See, I just let it happen.
And so then I'm just walking next to this guy, and that's too weird. And it happens all the time.
Let it happen.
It's not just like one. Couples will do like all the time. People will just merge into you.
And so you always give up first, is what you're telling me.
No, usually. I mean, if I'm with you, we'll duke it out and we'll go faster.
Because I view it as playing chicken.
Yeah. But
like I view it as like you've now challenged me.
I'm just tired.
To see how uncomfortable we can make this for everyone.
And all I gotta do is stop for like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And then he keeps the same pace. Then I start again.
Yeah.
Now you're just walking in front of me. Like if we could just do that, that'd be fine.
Yeah.
So, but I have the right of way because I'm already on the Beltline.
You're already on.
Yeah. So that would be mine. The reason we're talking about this, people, is because this weekend was so insane.
It was so crazy.
It was like Bourbon Street. It was like Mardi Gras. It was like New York the Times Square.
Oh, Times Square. It was like if you took Times Square and put it on the High Line in New York.
Yes. And to live here and experience that, yes, it's great. People are always like, it must be amazing living in Inman Park. It is.
Yeah, we love it.
But weekends like this, and I think it's the start of the season, it's only going to get worse. We're concerned. It took you an hour to go 2 miles in your car.
Yeah.
Just have a little respect for the people that live here. I've said this. I apologize for all the people that live in the French Quarter, New Orleans, for my behavior in the 1990s.
I mean, you were sober. You couldn't have been doing anything that crazy.
I still was there with a bunch of guys that weren't sober. And, I'm getting payback now.
Okay, so then there's another thing. How do you feel about this? So I was walking down the Beltline on Saturday with one of my friends. She invited one of her friends from out of town who had never been to the Beltline to walk with us down to Ponce from our house. So it's about a mile. Mm-hmm. My kind of philosophy on the Beltline is get going where you're going as fast as possible. And so I just pass people. Like I'm a passer.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to slow down and walk behind someone just because like I'm going to keep passing people. I'm going to look behind me, make sure a bike's not going to hit me from behind.
Yeah, it's like a group ride.
Yeah, but I'm going to
always move forward.
Keep passing.
Yep.
And so it created a little bit of an awkwardness because so like my friend and I, we run on the Beltline all the time. And so we kind of have an unspoken, like we pass people. It's like known. But her friend was a little bit of a lingerer.
And she's from out of town, right?
Yeah. And so I think she's overwhelmed. She's looking at everything.
I mean, imagine how crazy that is.
I thought I was going to have to just drop them.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't just walk slowly behind all these people. And I kept saying, I was like, let's pass. Like I kept like nodding, like kind of like, go.
Oh, you're giving them the nod.
I was giving them signals.
Yeah.
I felt like I was directing.
Did you ever have to say, we got to pass people?
Well, I just would go and leave them.
Okay.
And I was just like, you're either with me or you're not.
And so then would they catch up?
They would. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's kind of like a duckling. Just if you keep going, they follow.
So then you slow down a little bit whenever they catch up. And
then, no. I would make them just speed up until they caught up with me.
Okay. That's one way to do it.
So yeah, I'm a passer. Are you a passer? If
I'm with you, I have to.
Yeah.
I don't walk slow, but I'm not like a naturally fast walker. Mm-hmm. That's not my tempo.
You're not a speed walker.
Yeah, I'm not a speed walker unless I'm walking with you. But so I don't normally have to pass.
Okay. But on the weekends, people are walking so
you have to.
Slow.
Yeah. On the weekends, they're just like
if we walked,
I'm walking, they're strolling. That's what I'd say.
If we strolled at the average stroll pace from our house to the Pond City, which again a mile, it would take us probably an hour to go a mile. I'm trying to get there in 20 minutes or less.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a 18-minute walk in the morning without traffic.
Yeah.
traffic on the Beltline. Okay, we've pounded that pavement enough.
Literally and figuratively.
But again, I love it. A Sunday afternoon, a Sunday airport ride like this past weekend, hard as hell. We start with 50, we finish with 15 or less. Michael has us on the rivet the whole time. I'm thinking about getting back to Chiringa.
Yeah.
On Highway 29, I'm thinking about that.
I think at the end of the day, it's such a great thing for the city, and I hope it continued to build out. Like it's interesting because I'm not I don't know much about this. I feel like you know more about this than I do. But we were talking about is I met a woman on Saturday at Shelley's birthday that lives in Glenwood Park, so like right where that new part's about to open, and we were saying we kind of hope like some of the flow starts to go like once that section's open, down. It kind of goes. Right now, the reason the East Side Beltline is so busy is because it has the most restaurants, it has the most people. Like it's just the oldest part.
But it will require that section to have those things open.
And so the West Side Beltline that is open doesn't have as many things. And she was telling me that they can't build any restaurants because it's the historical West End and they're not allowed to like build restaurants over there. And I was like, that sounds made up.
Yeah, I don't think that's right at all.
Okay, because I was like, there's
tons of development. I think there's actually less restrictions on the West Side. The amount of new infrastructure and programs that are coming down there. Like think about the cut rate box.
Yeah.
Like that whole.
Well, that's what I said, and she was like, "No, I don't think they're not going to be able to turn that into anything." And I was like, "I think they are."
No, that's made up. It just takes time.
Yeah.
I mean, this is taking time. I mean, this started 15, 16 years ago.
Yeah.
East Side Trail. When I moved in, it was a dirt path, and now here we are, 16 years later, and it's a tourist destination. That's what we talked about with Michael. Is like people are going to start coming here just to go to the Beltline.
Like traveling from out of state to stay on the Beltline. That's one thing is I don't feel like we have enough hotels for the Beltline, because when people are like, where should I stay? There's kind of only a couple places that I would recommend.
Yeah, the Fourth or
the one
Claremont.
What's it called? Well, the Claremont, but then the one that's like apartments.
Oh yeah, the one above Richard stays at.
Yeah, I can't think of the name. But
so there's a couple, but there's not big hotels. Thank God. I mean, if there were big hotels, I think we'd be even
that's
more
a good point.
Screwed.
Well, and then so it's going to be interesting to see how like the flow of everything. Like I'm hoping that it kind of, once the whole entire thing is connected, it will open up the flow of where people want to go. Because I think about what's interesting right now is, like, so I follow this girl on TikTok, and you actually sent me one of her videos too. She's like, does these Atlanta orientation, like welcome to Atlanta.
Oh, I love her.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
This woman, like, you got to search for her. I can't remember her name, but
we're full. But since you're here,
yeah, she's like, welcome to Atlanta. We're full, but since you're here, I'm your orientation leader. Like, let me tell you about Atlanta, and it's hilarious. And so, but a lot of what she talks about is like the way you act in the different zones of Atlanta.
Yeah.
And I think that has to happen to the Beltline too, because right now we got one zone.
Yeah.
And everyone's bringing all the other zone activities to the one zone, because I feel like the Beltline isn't it's kind of undefined right now. Like the culture of this area has not defined how it wants to act. So you got like frat boys doing crazy stuff. You got
it's because they're all coming here. They don't live here.
Yeah, you got influencers doing crazy stuff. You got people that there was people that looked like they should be going to like the club at 2 a.m. in Vegas, but they were on the Beltline at 12 p.m. on a Sunday.
Yes.
So I think the Beltline has not figured out what it wants to be as far as the zones go. And so I'm interested to see, like, will different, like, Beltline zones start to pop up? Like, will there be a section of the Beltline that has more, like, day clubs, or more, like, people that want to go, like, sit by a pool, or, like, go, like, do all that? Will there be a section that's more, like, family-oriented? Will there be a section that's more, again, like, I think our section, unfortunately, because of Lady Bird and those, it is kind of like the frat scene.
Yeah, because when we go down to Ponce, it feels much more tourist.
It feels more like family.
It feels like even people from out of town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think
there definitely will be. I think, but it's still like, it's so crazy, like how transformative it is.
Yeah.
Like how it's literally changing Atlanta. It's changing how people perceive Atlanta. It's changing where people want to live. It's like you said, like there's influencers that are just like Atlanta
influencers,
Beltline lifestyle. It's like Atlanta Beltline lifestyle influencers, and we know a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Do we want to talk about Milan San Remo?
Sure.
How wrong I was?
Yeah. I mean, you're wrong a lot.
Yeah. So 2 weeks ago, I said that Pogačar was making bike racing boring, and then he turned into one of the greatest. I think a lot of people are saying it's one of the most exciting ends of a bike races you could possibly have.
Yeah, and explain to the people what happened, like what made it so exciting.
So Milan San Remo is a monument classic one-day race. It's the longest race, but it's pretty boring until the last 30 kilometers, and there's 2 climbs. He crashed. This is the world's greatest cyclist, probably the greatest of all time. He crashed right before that first
What caused
climb.
the crash?
They were just like 20 wide, going 40 miles an hour into a narrow climb.
Oh.
And it just like
Someone
touched wheels and he went down, which is unusual. They keep going, again, 40 plus miles an hour. And then his teammate, Brandon McNulty, American, took him through the group like they were on e-bikes. And it was like crazy. And then he got to the front and he attacked and rode away with Van der Poel and Pidcock. And then like super exciting, 2-man sprint with Pidcock, but then you had Wout van Aert coming hard. If they had hesitated, if there had been 200 more meters, I think Van Aert would have won.
Yeah.
And to do that, he's banged up. He's like, his clothes are ripped.
See his booty cheeks.
His booty cheeks are hanging out.
Just like the Beltline.
His bike was broken, we found out. His disc was rubbing. Could you imagine racing and hearing your disc rub?
Oh, that would drive me insane.
I might just like set up if that was the case. But yeah, and he won. And he was so excited to win. He's never won that race.
Yeah. So he's got one more monument to win, Paris-Roubaix.
Yeah.
If he wins Paris-Roubaix and wins one more Tour de France, do we think he'll retire?
I think so. I think we're definitely looking at and I know I keep saying it's a Barry Sanders situation where he just goes out in his 20s, top of the world, the best, and like lives the life. Goes and hangs out with Carlos Sainz in Monaco. That's his boy. Carlos was on the finish line.
Yeah, driving his car. Was he like on the course or just going to meet him at the
I think he
line?
was just going there. He was recording it on the way there.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I mean, he's
another reason to move to.
He's ascended into like professional sports lore, kind of how Lance did. Lance all of a sudden got the attention of other professional athletes from other sports.
Yeah.
Tade's doing that now. Like the fact that arguably the most famous F1 driver in the world is your boy and hanging out and waiting on you at the finish line is pretty cool.
Yeah, very cool. I mean, I think like you've got to think about how mental these guys are to be able to do what they do.
Yeah.
Like it's probably very hard to find people to relate to. And so I think that's probably why a lot of these guys end up like across different sports.
Oh, definitely.
They just want to relate to each other, whether they're playing football or riding bikes or driving cars fast.
And they all want to do each other's. I mean, that's the thing is like Carlos can ride bikes.
Yeah.
Tade can't really drive an F1 car, but
I mean, might be able to.
They can all ride bikes. And so like, that's like really cool to like ride with the world champion and like see how you're not that good compared to him.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Although a lot of F1 like they are actually good.
Yeah, they're Valtteri's pretty good.
Yeah.
But I forgot to mention this to you. Afterwards, he said he's not coming back because and he apologized to his wife for having to go recon the course so much. So we've ridden around there.
Yeah.
And he talked about once you get into Italy, it's so dangerous. He's like the roads are so dangerous and the drivers are so dangerous that he's glad that he won so he doesn't have to do it anymore. Yeah.
I mean, it is true. It's weird how Nice wasn't like safe necessarily. There's still a lot of cars on the road, but for some reason, the way people drive in Italy is just so different than France or even Spain. Like I guess it's a cultural thing.
It's a weird aggression. It's like riding in California.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like right here, I feel totally comfortable. Riding California is 2 minutes in, I'm going to have someone honking at me and threatening to kill me.
Yeah, it's very strange.
Yeah. So anyway, that was exciting. And then the women had a terrible crash.
Terrible crash. It was so scary. It looked way scarier. Like, luckily, no one was... I mean, one girl got very injured. Like, it's so funny because as cyclists, we're always like, they weren't hurt that bad. They just had 5 broken ribs, a punctured lung, a shattered collarbone.
Right.
But, like, to the average cyclist, like, you see that so much that you kind of, like... You're like, if they didn't die, that wasn't that bad.
Your runner friends were like asking you why you didn't want to race anymore.
Well,
you're like, because of crashing, and then you send them that video and they're like, okay, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, because I've had that. It's really hard to explain to a runner like how dangerous cycling can be, because they're only like, if they're a runner and they have a bike, they've probably just ridden on the Beltline or on a sidewalk or on a path or on the Silver Comet. And so they're like, how can it be that dangerous? And like, it's just really hard to explain. So I sent a bunch of them that video and was like, this is how it can be dangerous. But luckily, again, everyone walked away with all their limbs and all their brain cells intact. So, but it looked terrifying.
We talked about this earlier. It makes, and you said this, it's a different feeling watching a bunch of women crash so severely than it is watching guys.
Yeah. Yeah, and like there was an article written by this chick, this news media person, who basically was like, why is everyone so up in arms about the women crashing? Like, it's, is it because they're women? Like, and I'm like, yeah, it is. No one,
yeah, it's just a natural reaction. I mean,
I just think people, like, these girls are so thin and petite, and like, to be a world tour cyclist, like, you're a little girl, like, you're a little human. Same with the men too, but obviously the women are even much smaller. And so it's like watching like children go off the side of a cliff. You that's a good analogy. Fear for them.
It's about getting hurt is the way I think about it. Because I said to you, I have the same feeling when I watch like Vingegaard crash.
Yeah.
Because I know he's going to be severely hurt.
Yeah.
Whereas Jonathan Milan crashing in a sprint, probably not hurt. He's probably going to get up and walk across the line. He's going to have some scrapes on him. But you do that to Vingegaard, and he's in 1,000 pieces, and his career's over.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So it's kind of the same thing. So I think trying to make it more than it really is.
Yeah, it's like people were trying to make it divisive of like, oh, it's misogyny, like caring more about the women crashing than the men. And I'm like, I think people just like, I don't know. We've grown up being like, protect women, don't hit women, don't do bad things to women. So I think it's kind of like in all of us to be extra like worried when you see a woman get hurt. Yeah. Versus a man, and I think that's probably not going away, so I don't know that it's that deep.
Yeah, it was a bad crash.
And it was a bad crash. It was scary. Like I see the men crash all the time, and I'm like, they'll be fine. But like if I see like the women crash, I'm like, oh no, I hope they're okay. And it's not because I'm trying to be negative about it.
Anything else on that? We had our normal airport Sunday.
Was it normal though? You said it was like extra spicy.
It was. There were 10 minutes when we got to 29 that I think may have been the hardest 10 minutes in the history of airport.
When you left the house, you were wearing white bibs, and you said, now that I've put the white bibs on, I cannot get dropped.
First time I've worn the white bibs in public, the special Michael Garrison edition white bibs from last year. Mm-hmm. I had a pair, never wore them. So obviously feeling good. But you're right. Like I actually, and I said this, I forgot who I said it. If I was wearing black bibs, I don't know if I would have made it.
Yes, you would have.
It was
you
so
say
hard.
This every weekend, and every weekend you make it.
I know. I'm shocked. I still
got the miles.
50 years old and hardly trained, but can still make the hardest group ride in America somehow. So I don't. Someday that's got to end. I'm just waiting for that day.
Just embracing it in your white bibs now.
There were a lot of white bibs. I think we're at peak white bib because not only me and Michael, but there's another team that copied us in town. And then there was like, a guy in Black Sheep white bibs, a guy in Panama white bibs.
If you're
everyone,
fit,
by the way,
white bibs look good.
Everyone that wore white bibs stuck. So it went from like 40 or 50 to like less than 15.
Yeah.
And of those, 5 or 6 of them were in white bibs. So yeah, there might be something to that. But I think we've come full circle. I had white bibs in 2006.
Yeah.
With the Aaron's cycling team. And now I think we've come full circle 20 years later. And this will last for a couple of seasons. And this might be it.
So you think white bibs equals extra watts?
It has to. You can't.
Just like white socks.
Yes. You cannot. You can't be slow and wear white bibs.
Yeah. Why is that?
It brings too much attention to you. Like you can't have the confidence to wear white bibs and not be good. So that's the problem though, is I think if we're at peak white bibs with that mentality, that's now going to leak over into folks that aren't thinking that way. They're just thinking, I just want to look good.
So, it doesn't matter if I'm white fast. Bibs is a short-lived thing because it will be ruined soon.
by people that aren't fast. Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, oh yeah, like this is peak. Now it'll start to trickle out into folks that just want to look good.
Yeah.
And we'll see them just riding down the Beltline, and then that'll be over. Then we'll go on a different color, a different trend. So, and you came back to Pizza Ride this week, so you're back.
Back doing at least Pizza Ride.
It was fast. You went outer loop, even though you said you were going to do inner loop. You just couldn't.
I got caught up in the romance of the outer loop.
Yeah.
And couldn't resist. No, it was just like one of those days. It was just the perfect day on the bike. Sun was shining, no wind. Yeah, there's a lot of variables. Like anyone that's done Pizza Ride, you can kind of get like a vibe when you show up to the start of how it's going to be. And you can also get a vibe like as soon as we roll into the mountain and before we do the split, people go one way, other people go the other way to do the outer loop. You can just get a vibe of like what, like, is the group nervous? Is the group feeling confident? And it felt really safe. It was fast. It was smooth. It felt safe.
Perfect weather.
I didn't really see anyone do anything weird.
Michael was there, and you both had your team issue Bosso SVs. Did that play into it too? You're like
matchy.
Yeah, you had to be like, okay, everyone sees my bike. I got to make sure I can't do the inner.
Really, I was just sacrificing myself to make a point that you too can be out of shape, but on an SV, you might be able to stick for a half or a quarter of the ride.
Yeah, that's a good statement.
No, I love that bike. It feels so fast. It's like crazy how fast it feels. But yeah, it was fun. Like I definitely miss riding. There's it's so hard because you get a lot more adrenaline. So like when you get done with the ride, if you've survived, there's so much adrenaline that like you feel like kind of hopped up on like dopamine or something. Like it's a very like fun feeling. You don't necessarily.
I mean, you came home in a huge positive mood.
Yeah, like you don't necessarily get that. I would say from running, you get more of like a social kind of positivity from running.
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing with me after airport on Sunday. How good of a mood I was.
Yeah, but it's a fine line because it's also like with that adrenaline comes extreme stress, and so I think like my mistake in the past is I think it's been really good for me to do both like running and cycling. Like that's what I've realized. I have to keep a balance because I think the reason I got so burnt out on cycling is every ride was stressful. Yeah. Every single ride is just, again, there's that adrenaline, so it's fun, but fun doesn't always translate to the best thing. Like sometimes it can just be so stressful that like when it's over, you're kind of just happy you survived.
Yeah.
And so I think that can kind of over time just like build up a little bit.
Well, that's what I was wondering. Is it because you don't have that feeling that often? So to go fast inches from other folks and to experience the adrenaline of what that feels like, I survived that.
Yeah.
And like that makes you in a good mood. Like, I survived it. I'm happy.
I survived.
Yeah.
But doing that like 5 times a week just kind of turns into
just wears you down.
A lot of stress.
Yeah.
It's good to have a balance.
Yeah.
It's really good to have a balance.
Well, so welcome back. So you're going to try and make the Pizza Ride every week?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, as long as the weather's decent. I mean, I'm not going to go out there in thunderstorms with 20 miles an hour winds anymore, but...
No, definitely not. Me either.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
It's nice that spring has sprung.
The dogwoods, the cherry blossoms. I mean, I feel like just based on the amount of things blooming right now, it's going to be a really beautiful year.
We're covered in yellow.
Covered in pollen. And despite my effort to constantly get the car washed, I don't know why. Why do I do that? Like I
don't know. You went and got it washed yesterday.
Because I can't stand there being pollen caked on the car. And then I feel like...
It's a black car, so you can see it more.
Yeah, you can see it. So even though I know as soon as I get out of the car wash, the pollen will then stick again, I don't know. I just feel like I have this weird obsession of trying to get the car washed consistently.
I get it. I mean, I basically wash my bike after every ride.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone. Feedback from last week's episode. Ian Boswell, again, thanks for coming on. Such a great conversation. I had so many people come up to me on the rides this past week about that episode.
And thank you for making it easy to edit.
Thanks for making it easy to edit.
It's always like funny, like when you're with a fellow podcaster, it's so much easier to edit because you're used to editing things yourself, or like you just know how things need to flow in order for it to be a seamless conversation. And so it's so apparent like when someone or not to the audience, but when we're editing, we're like, oh, thank God they're a podcaster. They get it.
I mean, you think about while you're talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was awesome. And again, thanks for all the feedback. If you haven't listened to that episode, go back one and listen to Ian. And we talked a lot about the future of gravel racing, which we're actually in our newsletter going to be writing about for the next few weeks. We've got some ideas on what the future could look like if the right decisions are made, and what the pillars of success could be for the future of gravel and or just American bike racing in general. Yeah, a lot of exciting things, all positive. I think it's going to be a good year. Good year of bike racing, good year of running. And I mean, I think if anything, the Beltline, back to that, has just shown us how much people just want to get outside and like enjoy. That's a good point. Enjoy just like, which I think is like, and community and so camaraderie. Good. Yes. Like it kind of gives me hope, because instead of everyone just sitting in their home, like on their computer, on their phones all day, I think there's a shift. Like if people have access to outdoor spaces to build community, they're going to take advantage. Like people want that. Yeah. So it shows you that people want to be around other people. 100%. Because that's all this is. I kind of feel like this might be the first year that the COVID like introversion is starting to go away. I think those people are still out there. We just not see them. No, I'm saying like I even feel different. Like, because I feel like everyone got so used to COVID, like being like introverted, and I feel like it really took a long time to like overcome that. Yeah. And like start being around a lot of people again. So I feel like the tides are shifting. I mean, we just had our 6-year anniversary. Yeah. So hard to believe. So weird. I feel like it was yesterday when we were in Puerto Rico and everything was shutting down. Getting the last flight out. Yeah. We've got a lot of exciting things coming up, a lot of exciting travel plans, going to California, New York, Italy, London. We've got a lot going on. So we'll hopefully have some more exciting episodes. Maybe Vermont. Possibly Vermont. All right. Thanks for joining us, folks. Yeah, make sure you like, subscribe, and share. And go back and listen to some of our guest episodes, because today is obviously more of a one-on-one. So if you don't know us well, this probably made no sense. All right. Bye.